Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to take a moment to come on to give a brief response to a video I saw today about President Obama speaking to a group of black men. He's campaigning for Kamala Harris. It's important to note it was a campaign speech, I think in the city of Pittsburgh, speaking to a group of black men and the brothers, black men like me and so many of you. But it was a speech, in essence, stating that as black men, as brothers, that there was some sort of an obligation, or at least an expectation by President Obama for black men to support Kamala Harris because we're black and she's black. But also, he suggested that if black men don't support her, that perhaps they have a problem with a woman in leadership. I thought about that and contemplated that for a little while and wanted to give a response for this reason, not a political response, but I wanted to give a response that is paternal. I want to speak as a father, but I also want to give a response that is pastoral concerning discipling people, discipling families, seeing people develop in the image and the likeness of God. And I just want to suggest that the challenge with that speech is that it suggests that pigmentation is more important than policy. And I think that the narrative of that speech was a little bit degrading to the identity of black men. It suggests that black men are not intelligent, free, and critical thinkers to vote our convictions apart from skin color. Let me frame this a little bit more. In 1963, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, he spoke in his I Have a Dream speech. Very famous line. He says, "I have a dream that one day my four little children will live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." And I believe that the narrative that President Obama is speaking right now undermines Dr. King's dream and suggests that we are in a nation, that he's suggesting that we are defined by the color of our skin and not the content of our character. If black men vote based upon the content of our character, knowing that we're created and made in the image of God, Psalms 139, verse 14, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. Genesis 1:26, we're created in God's image and his likeness. I just want to speak to the idea that a political suggestion and what tends to be political manipulation and dictating what the identity of a black man should be based upon him voting upon skin color, I think it undermines the identity of young black boys out there, young black men, and it undermines the construct of strong, intact black families. Let me say it this way: there are undoubtedly young men out there who don't have a strong father in the home like me, who don't have a strong pastor in their life like me to help them develop their identity and their character. Young men who are struggling with identity, struggling with even their self-esteem. I respect President Obama. He's a leader. He's a historical leader in the black community and a man of great influence. If a young man who does not have a strong father, a strong pastor, a strong mentor in his life hears a national leader like that speaking definition concerning what it means to be a black man, that can be incredibly damaging. That can undermine what it is that God intends for their lives. And so I just want to create some balance here and to speak from a different perspective to say that you are not obligated to have President Obama or James Ward or Ben Carson or LeBron James or anybody else dictate to you who you are and how you should behave for political reasons. Your identity comes through faith in God. God has defined your life. In Jeremiah chapter 1, before you were formed in your mother's womb, God knew you. He created you. He has purpose for you. Your identity is found in God and is not to be manipulated by the political ambitions and aspirations of politicians today. I just wanted to say that I have a heart and passion for families, to see fathers and families, and to see strong, intact black families in particular. And we just don't need political leaders lecturing us concerning what it means to be a man and a father for political reasons in a way that undermines the role that God has called us into, to be servant leaders to our family. So I just wanted to say that again, with humility, with respect. I honor President Obama. I just don't do the disrespect thing and being sarcastic in any way. I don't attack character. I honor him for his role. But I do think that it's important for us as fathers and even ministry leaders to help create balance so that people have the opportunity to develop the way that God has called them to. The last thing I'll say is this: as citizens of the United States of America, Black men, like all other citizens in the United States, according to the founding documents of our nation, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, I also include the Mayflower Compact of 1620. According to those documents and what it means to be a citizen in America, you are free to go into the voting booth. That space is private and sacred, and it's an opportunity for you as an individual to exercise your inalienable rights. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. It's sacred space for you to go as an individual and to cast your vote and to exercise autonomy as an individual, to have a contribution to the future direction of this nation. And it is not up to anyone to dictate to you what those convictions are to be. Be encouraged, be blessed, be strong. I'll talk to you next time.